Good evening. Well, no, it's not. It's still afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Mindset. Welcome to The Last Word. I'm joined by Fordey. Let's get on with it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is the final video of all of our coverage today. We've been going since 11:30 this morning, so a good 5.5 hours of coverage back-to-back live streaming. So thank you very much. Fordey, it's great to have you on, talking positivity tonight and a performance to match.
Lee, this feels weird, man. Coming on, not only on The Last Word, because I know this is your baby, but coming on to talk about a win. Yes, a win. This is crazy, but enjoying every single minute of it.
Lap it up, mate. Lap it up, because we're not going to get many. So this is The Last Word. So we're going to talk about the lineups, the game. We've got a clip from Sam about the performance. And, of course, we'll hear from Steve Bruce. And we'll just have a little spy on the up-to-date Premier League game, because there is still games being played. And please keep your comments in, Evening Lee and Fordey. And obviously, Frankie, a new member as well. Thank you very much for joining Frankie a little bit earlier on. Fordey, the Geordie as well. Give us your best Geordie impression.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that to myself. I don't want to. I'm not going to talk something like that. Come on, bro.
No bother, mate. No bother. Let's crack on, mate. Right, okay, then. Let's take a look at Everton's lineup first of all. Then, for me, 40, that is the really, really strong side. Probably the strongest side that I can think off the top of the head. I know the substitute bench. I noticed they had 2 goalkeepers from a possible just 8 the name, but that is a very strong Everton lineup.
Is indeed, man. Like as I said, there's nothing that you could excuse. No one like, oh, this person was out, that person was out. Full roster to choose from. Richarlison up front, BCL doing well. He was supposedly supposed to do some bits, but look, we've got the best England striker out on display, and no, it wasn't Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It was my man, Callum Wilson. Come on.
Yeah, he was brilliant, wasn't he, Callum Wilson? And we'll talk a little bit about Calvert-Lewin, how he's kept quiet by Lascelles and then Clark later on as well.
I think Calvert-Lewin is still in Clark's back pocket. I swear I'm seeing him in there.
Like a little man. He's like a little man. Newcastle's lineup, of course. There was obviously Grant Pringle, who runs Newcastle United's Twitter, put Hayden at centre back, and obviously in the watch along and the build up the first hour, we all thought it's 5 at the back as usual. But as it kicked off, though, 40, pleasantly surprised to see a bit of attacking threat with now Shelvey, Hendrick, and Hayden is a 3, and Almiron, and obviously we had Fraser out wide in support of Wilson. Much, much more positive. And was it brave to go 4 at the back?
Not so much brave. I think it's just common sense as overall. I think it is, which we'll get into, the Graeme Jones effect, where we thought to ourselves, hold on a minute, 5 at the back's not really been working with us. Let's try 4 and actually try and go for it. Because again, we've got nothing to lose, really. Well, we have got 3 points to lose, but we've been losing too much. We've got everything to gain. How about actually going for it and playing Hayden out of the back? And again, Hayden was one of our standout men.
Yeah, it was interesting to see you kick off. I was very pleasantly surprised to see Isaac Hayden back in centre midfield. Happy days, says Manval. Thank you very much. It's now 2-2 as we are live. Currently, if you're watching the rerun of this, that might be a different story later on. Matty Longstaff by Shelby on next game. And we've got a lot of comments coming in as well. We'll read some of them out as we go along in the video as well. I have seen the rumour as well that we are linked to Celtic midfielder Nitcham, if I pronounced that right, from Celtic. Keith Downey's tweeted that this afternoon. I hope that's not a true story, because it looks like the Chowdy one is over, but that's for another video for deadline day. But we'll crack on with it. The first half, 40, high pressing I noticed for change. A lot of, I wouldn't say mistakes. Newcastle were nicking the ball off Everton's defence. And really the best chance came to Callum Wilson in that first half when the corner comes in. He gets that little flick on. Pickford with his little arm. Looks quite long, actually, there. Gets a little tip and pushes it onto the bar. What did you make of the start?
Sorry, I just can't go over this picture. How is Pickford getting to that? He must have been on his tiptoes to get to that one.
Don't worry, I've got a Pickford picture coming up later. Don't worry.
You have, I know you have. Sorry, God, caught me off guard with that one. So first half, we actually listen. Usually we park the bus, the double-decker bus, the triple-decker bus, whatever you call it, and just sit there, especially if we're away from home. But because we didn't have 5 at the back, we had 4 at the back. We actually went for it, and which is surprising. We actually had, this is the shocker as well, we had some of our players in the correct positions. I see Miggy drifting from out wide into that central area, which was shocking. I saw Wilson actually getting service, and that's the reason how he created all them chances. And again, we started to bomb on from the wide areas as well. Manquillo, which was, listen, I'm not the biggest Manquillo fan, but again, he's the best out of a bad bunch, and it was good to see him getting forward, getting balls into the box. Jamal Lewis on the other side as well had an outstanding game, probably the best game he's had since the start of the season. Again, it was good to see him getting forward and was creating chances as well. I wasn't sure at the central of that midfield with Shelby and Hendrick because, again, it's can't run, won't run. But again, at the same time, they were still contributing as well. For all means, we were looking like the better side in the first half.
Yeah, what do you make of the tactic? Obviously, the high pressing was fantastic to see, and we want to see more of it because we didn't see it. We normally park the bus and we just park a 10-man. Come on, break us down. But interestingly, we were going down our right flank the lot, and Manquillo getting up and down that byline. We're seeing Wilson drifting out wide, picking the ball. We're getting a lot of joy from there. And who takes credit for that? Is it the estate agent, Mr. Jones? Or is it Steve Bruce?
Mr. Jones. It's got to be Mr. Jones. Listen, I'm not giving it to that backup dancer, Steve Bruce. We all saw that picture on Twitter doing the rounds where it had Graeme Jones barking orders, telling this guy to go there, this person to go there, and then Steve Bruce is giving them the side eye like, who's this guy coming in here giving instructions and stuff like a proper manager? And you could, as clear as day, if you didn't know who was who, you could see Graeme Jones, leader, come in, the estate agent by day, head coach by night, doing his business. There he is, my leader, the estate agent, sold me a house, happy with it, and at the same time, sold me a dream today, and we won and got 3 points. So again, Graeme Jones, man, this is the guy that we've all needed. And it makes you wonder, Lee, as well. What has Steve Bruce been doing for 18 months? 18 months at the helm this guy's been. To see us this well drilled, no goals conceded, 2 goals scored, players playing correct positions, Lee. We saw Miggy Almiron. He's got number 10 on the back for a reason, playing in the number 10 role. It's crazy. It's like it's common sense almost. Crazy. Sorry, I'm just overhyped, man.
I think Almiron's 24, mind you, but yeah, I know what you meant in his proper position. But going back to the first half, obviously Graeme Jones, I was saying, it's too early to have an effect on it. It's too early, man. He's only been in the door a few days, and that's totally, I believe, a lot of it is down to Graeme Jones. You've got to give credit, I think, to Steve Bruce as well. Not so much, it might not be his tactic, but taking the advice on and listening, and then putting that out there.
Lee, I don't think he had a choice. Remember who rules the roost round here? Is Mr. Ashley. So if Graeme Jones is coming in, you just got to sit there and be happy. Listen, he what he did was got 11 players there out on the pitch, and then Graeme Jones, by the looks of it, did all the rest, because I've not seen that in any of Steve Bruce's games since he's been there. I do not know what he's been doing for the 18 months. I don't know what goes on in training, because all I'm seeing is flipping Graeme Jones with one of these, a book, yeah? And he's saying, look, you go there. And Steve Bruce, this is Steve Bruce's pad, by the way. I've just nicked it off him. And that's the tactics that he's had for the past 18 months. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. Okay? This is what Steve Bruce has been teaching these guys. And Graeme Jones has come in and said, you know what? You go there. How about we get some service into Callum Wilson? Because, you know, strikers need service to score. And lo and behold, he scored. So I'm not giving nothing to that backup dancer, Steve Bruce. No, sorry. He's lucky to be on a job. Graeme Jones saved you from being unemployed today. Because again, if we lost it again today, why? This guy would have been gone. He would have been down the job centre, mate.
Yeah, I did say off camera that Graeme Jones has saved Steve Bruce a lot a day. But yeah, I've got to give credit. It's at least Steve Bruce is listening to the advice at the very least. But in terms of like Everton in that first half, really, they only had a Richarlison chance, which was prodded wide. Well, obviously, you've seen the picture there. James, James, whatever you want to call him, Rodriguez, where Darlow blocks it. But Everton, I mean, we've done the double over Carlo Ancelotti. Steve Bruce has done the double was a
Oh,
world-class manager.
hey,
Hey, the stats didn't lie. Bruce is useless and clueless, but Steve, whether we gone down or stay up, has done the double over Carlo Ancelotti.
Newcastle United have done the double over Everton. Okay, into it. Okay, Steve Bruce might have had the first half of it, and then Graeme Jones had the second half of it. So that's where the credit is, and that's where it stops. I'm not giving Steve Bruce no double, okay? Because otherwise, Brandon, my guy. Otherwise, no, you start getting a big head, and then all of these who can, you know, all the pundits will start getting us. Steve Bruce is, and they're like, yo, he's doing all right, you know, he's not bad. He actually knows what he's doing.
I hope that doesn't happen tonight.
Well,
when they do all the analysts, I hope they're different in the next few days and talk sport and what have you, and all the national radio stations. Bruce, they've been playing like people who never watch us, what Newcastle fans complain about. I hope not. I really do. In the second half, it was quite early on. Everton did come out the second half a little bit of the better side, but we had hit them on the counter. And when Callum Wilson put this wide forward, I thought, he should have at the very least hit the target. At that stage of the game, I thought, nah, it's not going to be our day. They're going to come, Everton are going to come a bit later on, score a header, or deflected shot, the 80th minute, we'll lose 1-0. When you miss that chance, where you're thinking, fuck, yeah, we're going again.
Yeah, a little bit, because you know what, he's been very quiet of late, and rightfully so, because he's not been getting the service. But again, credit to him, he's been persevering. He kept putting himself in the right areas. And again, even the goal that he scored as well is probably the hardest out of the lot, if I'm being totally honest. The first half one that I think got saved by Pickford or whatever, hit the bar, I think that was probably one of the easiest one. Even the one that he had in between the second goal, which he hit the post, I think he maybe could have, he probably took it too wide, but at the same time, yeah, man, I'm seeing this comment on screen. Shout out to Dino, so let's have a rip round for Graeme Jones. But yeah, Callum Wilson, man, like, credit to him. That's what a proper striker does. He doesn't just bury his head in the sand. He keeps going.
That's the key. That's the key. Strikers will always miss chances, but the better ones will start putting more away than often than not. And of course, we did. And what a fucking header this is. Very Shearer-esque, I was saying in the watch along. Obviously, Richarlison's not tight enough, which Everton fans look at. But the corner is floated by John Joe Shelby. Mind you, Newcastle had in, I believe it's double figures in corners today, which is a rarity in itself. And we never score from set pieces. Well, that's been corrected today. What a header, Fordey. What a header. To
get the neck muscles on that, just to whip it, because it wasn't a whipped Shelby corner. It's more of like a floated corner into the. So it's from Callum Wilson to generate that header, to generate the power into that header, was something else. And again, Little Arms had no chance whatsoever. I'm sure you've got another little picture for me.
I've got one comment, don't worry. Next goal.
But yeah, what a goal, what a header by Callum Wilson. Again, like, this goes to show, like, he's definitely up there as one of our players of the season. Him and Carl Darlow, fantastic performance.
Yeah, there's a lot of them which we'll talk about at the end who deserve massive praise. And look, we give praise on this channel. Fordey does on his. Geordie's down south. And we'll also criticise when the criticism's due, but I think it's all positive today. And I was saying in the previous videos, we've got an early kick-off for a change, a performance to match the three points today. It just feels so weird, and I think you've just got to enjoy them moments. But we're getting a lot of joy down that right flank, and the goal came from the other side, which we didn't really go down that side. Obviously, ASM had came on. And ASM, he could have just let the ball run out because it was in the dying minutes anyway. But he thought, nah, I'm going to keep this in. And he plays and credited Jamal Lewis bombing on, because Jamal Lewis doesn't have to run down that channel if he doesn't want to. I think the game was almost over anyways. And then Jamal Lewis plays and Callum Wilson. It's actually pretty bad touch by Callum Wilson, but he sets himself and composed himself. And again, a finish. And now he's got 10 goals this season. What a performance by Callum Wilson.
Little arms there with his starfish arms.
I've kept the best picture at last, so don't worry.
I know you got no one saying, look at him, trying to check out. Oh, bless him, man. Listen, goalkeeping ain't for you, man. As I said before earlier in this video, the best England goalkeeper was playing in this game, and it wasn't Little Arms. It's Carl freaking Darlow, man. But yeah, great breakaway goal. Obviously, Everton were pushing for the equaliser. And credit to ASM as well, because like usually ASM would probably think, F it, I'm going to go and just go for it myself. But played in Jamal Lewis, who then spotted Callum Wilson. As you said, the first touch was bad, but at the same time, he had so much time on his hands, he could correct himself and put it into the bottom corner. And there we go, man. And he's got what's that, 100 career goals for Callum Wilson as well. So credit to him.
51 in the Premier League as well. So yeah, he's doing very well. Fordey, when can I be a guest on your YouTube channel? He keeps asking that, Brandon, doesn't he?
Mate, I mean, I've just got to set some time aside for you because I know Brandon loves to chat, doesn't he?
Oh, yes. Brandon loves to chat. And then, of course, I have to save the best one to last. What a beautiful picture that is. If you like, and you know what, everybody who's watching at home, and I'm going to be quite clever here, if you like that picture, you know what to do. Hit that like button. It helps us. It helps you because you're smiling away right now. Thank you. I'm enjoying that picture. I'm enjoying the moment. As Martin McCutcheon would sing, this is my moment. This is my perfect moment. That is beautiful. It's always nice because we didn't have the opportunity at St. James's Park. You know, obviously the fans aren't there, but you know, just to see that face there, it just paints 1,000 words, doesn't it? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to obviously Brandon's going to frame that picture. Cry baby, lovely. Little arms. My last word of the day, Bruce out. I cannot disagree if you're Martin in there. And Steve says, I don't know what that's all about, but Robin's loving it as well. But the players today, 40, there's loads of them. You're talking in that talk about Miguel Almiron, and obviously you're a critic of his. He was sensational today, winning the ball back defensively, getting us up the pitch. Mankio on that right-hand side, Wilson going out that side. That's a clear tactic by Newcastle. And you talk about Calvert-Lewin was so quiet today. Where was he? He's England's probably second choice behind Harry Kane. Lord and Jamal Lewis was brilliant. And really only Darlow was, yes, he had a couple of blocks in the first half, but Darlow was all punches. And there's several of there who can say, you know what, I've played fucking mint today.
All superb, all superb. I mean, yeah, like, let's start from Almiron. So, as you said, like, I am very critical of him because, again, I want to see the best out of him. And lo and behold, if he's played in his correct position, you do see the best out of him. And I think the moment of the match for him, which summed up for me, was, I don't know if you've seen it, I think it was 2-0 up, and he was in the corner, and he was just literally just playing cat and mouse with, I think it might have been Digne or one of them. And just, again, what I want to see is running with purpose with Almiron. Yes, he's an athlete. Yes, he can run here, there, and everywhere. But we didn't sign a triathlete. We didn't sign flipping Mo Farah. We want someone to play with purpose. And today, he certainly did that. And he said down the right-hand side, we had so much joy. Mankio, welcome addition back into the side. Again, the best right-back we've had in the side. So please keep him there, where I'm speaking to Lord Jones or backup dancer Bruce. Like, keep him there in that side. Hayden as well. Superb performance as always. I think he's definitely the leader that we need to have in the side if Lascelles not available.
Do we give praise to Hendrick for covering the mountain distance? There was a graphic that came up on BT Sport where he covered nearly 11K. Grafted his arse off. I know he's not the best ability, but did he have a good game today?
I don't get gassed by those stats. Like, if people can run around, cool. You're an athlete. You're supposed to run around. I want to see performance. Like, this is what we talk about with Almiron all the time. He can run around, but what does he do? Today, he showed what he can do with purpose. That's what I'm saying. So, for me, yes, well done. He ran around. I mean, what? Do you give him a free gym membership pass or what? Like, well done. I mean, look, I've got to give credit to Shelby again today for once, because again, he's actually assisted with a goal, put in a shift. So well done. I don't think you might hear that too many more times from me this season, because we'll probably go on to have 5 stinkers after this. But got to give credit where it's due. He played well today, but again, for me, man of the match has to be Wilson, followed ever so slightly behind by Miguel Almiron. Fantastic performance by him. And again, all round, all the players played very, very well. And I think someone even put it to me, is like, is this our best 11? And I'm going to put that to you as well. Is this our best 11? I think maybe if you swap out Fraser, who I don't think is 100% fit yet for ASM. But apart from that, I think that might be our best 11 going forward.
Fulham, West Brom 2-2. We'll have a look at the league table in just a second as well. So that's probably a good result for Newcastle, that because obviously we've won as well. Finishes 2-2. There you go. Sam just brought that up as well. Steve Bruce, of course, you'll be relieved. You'll be happy about this as well, that they've got 3 points, because it was getting really nervous. And look, we still want Steve Bruce out. I don't think he's a man. We'll both agree on that. But it was 11 games without any win, which is concerning the hell out of everybody. And not just the performances. Obviously, he's talked about today, which we'll hear from him in a second. The second half performance was Leeds was much better. And of course, today was much better as well. I'll ask you again, is it just all down to Graeme Jones?
Yep, Graeme Jones, and one more time, Graeme Jones. Right, Steve Bruce does not get any credit for this. As I said, he's been there 18 months. I haven't seen one single performance that resembles this today. Today, there's a difference, and that's that man on the sideline, barking orders, giving instructions. I don't know what's put something in his tea. I don't know why he couldn't do it at Luton. Because again, when he came in, I seen his performance at Luton. That's the reason why I called him a solicitor or a estate agent. And I still might think he's that. But at the same time, that estate agent can sell me houses, can rent me properties, at the same time manage my football club, as long as he can get results like that. So for me, all the praise goes to Graeme Jones, nothing for Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce, as far as I'm concerned, he can wash the kits. I don't care. Because for me, like, he's had 18 months to prove something. And again, Graeme Jones come in 3 days. 3 days! He's been given instructions, orders, putting people in right positions, get Callum Wilson back scoring, not conceding goals. It's like we're an actual proper football team, like a Premier League team. It's crazy.
I think you're right to some extent. If we go and play well against Palace but get beat, I can take that. If we go back to Bruce football again on Tuesday, then surely the finger has to be pointed back at Graeme Jones as well. So I think it works both ways. But interesting, none of the media asked about Graeme Jones, which I wanted to hear. But there is some reaction here from Steve Bruce.
Well, everywhere when you come here, you know you're going to have to play well to get something, and you know we've seen signs. I've seen slight signs of improvement against Aston Villa second half, certainly against Leeds, and also they have to say that getting people back fit is really important to us. And but the way they won about their work today was excellent, just because it's been a tough few weeks to say the least, but that can give them a bit of confidence the way they played. It's something we've been trying to change. We've played a certain way for a long time, to play a bit deep and play on the counter-attack, and it's something that we've tried to work on and change, and you hope that you get a few results with it, but that's the way we want to go about our work, yeah. And set piece, how often do you see it? And something where we've tried to improve on too. So it was good to see them really play well, which was vitally important. You can look and think we had some really big players today. Almiron, Callum Wilson, of course. Isaac Hayden, John Joe. They all played part, and that was pleasing. It's been very, very difficult, and I understand how difficult it is when I knew I took it. And and when you're on a bad run in the Premier League, whether you're myself or whether you're Arteta or Frank Lampard or whatever, it's difficult week in and week out. So, but I think that's the longest stretch of games I think I've gone without the win. So it was good to just to get the victory and play well was the important thing, and hopefully it breeds a bit of confidence, because when we're all right and we've got all our big players on the pitch, we know we're okay. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, for the first time, Steve Bruce actually sounds like he's actually talked a bit more sense than what he has of usual. So that was Steve Bruce's reaction, of course. We're going to just quickly jump and have a little look at Fordey at the league table, where it currently is. Obviously, there is games later on, but it won't affect Newcastle, because we were looking at Fulham's result, which has ended in a draw. Now, Fordey, we're now 8 points clear of the drop. You've got to be more confident now that we're staying up, or you're still a bit wary?
Still wary. Look, we can always get over the top and excited about this game that we've won today, but still wary, because there's no excusing or no covering over the last 12 games or so. So I'm still wary of playing the likes of Fulham, Brighton again. Who knows, man? Who knows? But again, in Graeme Jones we trust, man.
So would you be all for if Bruce Scott's fired and Jones has the job for the rest of the season? I take it after one game.
No.
This is Newcastle, because it could go horribly wrong on Tuesday night.
Exactly.
We're just going to be careful. I mean, don't get me wrong. Enjoy today, brace it, because it's very rare we have an early kick-off. First of all, a performance and 3 points, all them three coming together. So it just weird feeling, but it could all go tits up on Tuesday.
Exactly that. But yeah, as you said, look, I'm just winding people up, because I love it. Just the fact that Graeme Jones is the oracle and the guy that we've been waiting for all this time.
What? Are you Neil?
We've been waiting 18 months for Graeme Jones to become available, and here he is. You know what I mean? He's made his final sale off the house, and again, he's now thought, you know what? Let me dedicate some time to managing Newcastle side. Let me help my boy Brucey, and he's brought him into the helm. But Yeah, I mean, there's even rumours about moving Bruce upstairs. Have you heard rumours about that?
Oh, I'll take that any day. Get rid of him.
Director of football, I mean.
I don't think you can make the decisions on how to recruit, mind. I wouldn't be wanting to that. We'll hear from Sam. Sam did send me like a 3-minute clip. I have clipped that right down. Sorry, Sam. So here is Sam's reaction to the performance today.
Thank you, Lee. And Fordey. Nice to see you on the last word. Brilliant result. The change in formation was so noticeable. 4-3-3. Finally, Steve Bruce has been flicking through his penguin book of football formations. He's gone through pretty much all the ones with 5 at the back now, and he's found 4-3-3. Absolutely superb. The extra man in midfield really helped break play down. Is it the Graeme Jones effect? Is it just Steve Bruce, trying so hard and chopping and changing to find a formation that works? I don't know, but this one definitely worked today against a really good Everton side. The best Everton side there's been since they finished 4th under David Moyes. Really impressive performance. Where the hell has it been all season? Because everyone played their part. Everyone was superb. Everyone worked their absolute knackers off. Players who were out of form, your Shelby's, Hendricks, Lewis's, Manquillo, all brilliant. Almiron and Wilson, amazing, immense. Yeah, it's interesting to see if he will go again with the same formation and the same 11 on Tuesday, which is still a must-win game. We can't get carried away. We still need to pick up these wins, which Tuesday very much is at home to Crystal Palace. But it's going to be very interesting. What was really stark as well, Graeme Jones on the touchline speaking, and that's what Newcastle have been missing, a talker. Brilliant. Back to you, Lee and Fordey.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sam. So that was his thoughts on Newcastle's game, pretty much echoing what we thought. Obviously, Graeme Jones is a huge factor in Newcastle's game and a half the past week as well, which is fantastic. Obviously, coming up on the channel, we have a deadline day video. Fordey's going to laugh now at that, which we're going to invite fans to come on and have their say on the non-transfer activity. That is probably not going to happen, and obviously all the deadwood still left at the club, so that'll probably be in a day or two, and then obviously we'll get the preview for Palace, and then we'll do it all again as well. And of course, tell us about yourself, Fordey. Where can people find you?
Oh, lovely. Look at that. A bit of self-promotion there. Yeah, so Geordie's down south. Again, Newcastle fans, just not with a Geordie accent. Just to summarise that. And again, obviously, Roots TV as well, talking about grassroots, even though we're not even allowed out. But hopefully, within a couple of months' time, we can go back to playing some football. And probably would look a lot better than the previous 12 games anyway.
Yeah, let's hope we can get out lockdown in the middle of March, end of March. Hopefully this vaccine gets around very quickly and get all our jabs. If you haven't already, please do like the video. That is a wrap. It sounds very strange saying that at 5 p.m. that we're all done. I'm nearly done. Normally done by about 1:30 in the morning. But this is going to be good. It's going to be a good feeling. I can enjoy my night. Thank you very much as ever, Fordey, for coming on.
No worries. Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Enjoy your rest of your weekend. I'm sure you will. Ta-ra, everyone.